Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Want to win $25,000? Go to Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. Okay. Good morning, y'all. A couple of football notes get to here. Reported it last night at LouisianaSports.net. Greg Penn is joining the LSU football staff as a defensive analyst. So, former number 18. Last season was 2024, and then went undrafted. I couldn't find anywhere that he spent the 2025 season. There was a report that he was joining Minnesota on their practice squad, but when I went and looked at Minnesota's list of practice squad, as a UDFA, their UDFA signees from after last year's draft, Greg Penn was not on it. That's from the Vikings website. So I don't know that he played football anywhere this past year. I'll keep looking for that. But anyway, Greg Penn joining the staff as a defensive analyst. And then Jamario Rasco, this happened while I was in San Francisco last week. But Jamario Rasco, who had been on LSU staff as an analyst, left to take the assistant defensive line coach job at Mississippi State. So forgive me, that happened while I was in San Francisco last week. Slipped through the cracks. I apologize. So Rasco out, Penn in. And then LSU basketball tonight against Arkansas. Matt Meeman on his coach's show last night said DJ Thomas, he will miss the game again. So Thomas has missed 7 of the first 10 SEC games. This will be 8 of 11. And Arkansas is a little shorthanded too. Wagner and Knox are both doubtful for the game, according to Calipari. So, look, Tigers went up to Bud Walton and were in great position to win that game and then blew a big lead. So, see if maybe they can get one at home here tonight. All right, let's say some good mornings, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, Mike, good morning. Brian, good morning from Oaktown. 4 more days to first pitch. First pitch is on Friday, man. Today's Tuesday. We got 3 days to first pitch. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't push us back, Brian. Don't push us back. Any news on the new arena? No update, man. Let me see if I can ask around and find where that stands, what the latest is. You know what? I rolled up my sleeve. I rolled it down. Cold. Where the heck's the... Couldn't find the button. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. Could we see college football players enter the portal after spring? With the NCAA pursue legal action or anything happening? So they can enter the portal because there's no spring portal window, right? So what you're asking is, can they enter the portal? Well, there's no portal window. What you might be asking, Devin, is more of a fundamental question of, could they still transfer? Well, they can't via the portal. But in theory, what could happen is what Xavier Lucas did, is exactly what Xavier Lucas did last year in Miami. Remember, he was at Wisconsin, missed the portal window, wanted to leave to go to Miami because they were going to pay him. And so the portal window was closed, so he didn't enter the transfer portal. He just, as a student, went and enrolled at Miami. He left Wisconsin and went and enrolled at Miami as a student, and then walked onto the football team. So, I mean, and he got a TRO from a judge to be able to play. And so he played this season. He played in the national championship game all the way through. So, in theory, someone could try to do that again, but you can't enter the portal, like functionally, if that's what you're asking. Button. Struggling with this button, y'all. There it is. All right. There we go. Okay. Hey, Bubba, good morning. No Sweat Sports, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Drew's okay, man. He does have the flu. So we took Drew to the doctor yesterday. He does have the flu. So home again. Hopefully, when he's no longer contagious or symptomatic, that's whenever he can go back to school. So hopefully he can go back tomorrow. Fingers crossed. So he did get Zofluza, I think. It was the medicine they gave him yesterday. So hopefully by tomorrow he's back up and rolling. Hey, Leon, good morning. Rig, thank you for asking, Thomas. Good morning. Have you kicked the tires on who might be interested for basketball hire? I have not. Probably should start to get that list together, but I have not, candidly. Corey, good morning. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, David, Brian, Brad, good morning. You think Will Campbell improve next year? Will Campbell was really good this year, Brad. He did not fare well in the Super Bowl, obviously. Nobody on that Patriots offensive line did. But Campbell went over this yesterday. Hang on. Let's see. PFF. Will Campbell. So Will Campbell on the season had a pass blocking grade of 64.8. For what it's worth, his lowest grade was the Super Bowl at a 32.9. But there's some 80s in there. Against Miami, 81.3. Against the Jets, 81.4. Against Cincinnati, 80.5. He also had 72.6, 77.7, 77.0, 72.0, 70.1. I mean, there was 75.0. He wasn't bad this year, y'all. His overall pass blocking grade on the season was a 64.8. He committed 9 penalties on the season in, 20 games? 21 games, excuse me. 20 games, excuse me. Wait. Oh, no, that's right. That's right. He missed games with a knee injury. So, he allowed 9 sacks on the year. 9 sacks and 636 pass block reps. So I'm not telling you he was an all-pro, but it's not like what you saw at the Super Bowl was what he did all year. It's quite literally his worst game of the year. Surprise breakout baseball player. How about Grant Fontenot? I don't think many LSU fans are really focusing on Fontenot, but he is going to be a back of the bullpen guy, could very well be your closer, setup or closer. And dude was running up 99, and I think it's going to be fun to watch him. I mean, other guy you could be a breakout player would be Cade Beatty. That's the obvious choice. He's going to be starting at catcher. He's your best guy. And that was a guy, if you remember when we talked about Beatty, when he was coming out of high school, it was always thought that he was going to be a high school to the pro signee. And he slumped offensively his senior year of high school, didn't get the number he wanted, so showed up on campus when nobody thought he would. And he played, behind Hernandez last year. And that guy lives up to his physical ability and potential. He's going to be really good. High ceiling player. Chris, good morning. Who dat? This year is the start of the rise of the New Orleans Saints 2032 Super Bowl champs. Okay. Hey, Guy, good morning. Let's make it a good one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Mike, good morning. Glad to finally catch you live again. Wife had surgery a few weeks back, helping her out in the mornings. Okay, Mike, hope she's doing great on the road to recovery. We will, like, as soon as Drew, by the way, is back, on his school schedule, we'll be back at our normal time at 6:15 Central, but everything is just sort of in flummox right now, in flux right now. It's on the way. Get ready, haters. Could you do an episode, something about the finance of LSU sports? Hard to fathom how baseball and women's basketball teams at LSU don't make money despite their success. I mean, no sweat sports. I actually have talked about this. I talked about it yesterday on AFR too. I don't mind doing a deeper dive into that, but it's not hard to understand. Like, you can look at, and by the way, all of the financial report is public record, so you can see what they spend and then what they make. So, like, hang on. Sorry, y'all. One quick second. My apologies. Sorry. I know y'all love when I do this, but I have to answer this. So you probably saw that we are running a $25,000 cash giveaway at Parish Construction and Roofing. I have it pinned in the chat, by the way. And so this is a text about one of the leads. I want to make sure that we are being very responsive. Okay. Mason, good morning from Lake Charles. Brad, have you bought Bitcoin during this downturn? Also, do you know why it went down? I buy Bitcoin literally every day, Brad. So it's called dollar cost averaging, right? When you buy on a schedule, so you buy consistently. I buy Bitcoin every day. Bitcoin and XRP, I have auto purchases set up to where I buy every single day. Every day. It's not a bunch, but I buy every single day. So I have my auto purchases on every day, Bitcoin, XRP. So yes. And why has it gone down? Well, I could explain it to you. It's hard to do in 10 seconds, which is why I pause. But ultimately, Bitcoin operates on a 4-year halving cycle, where every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin mined is cut in half. And you see a parabolic run up and a subsequent crash, sometimes down as much as 80, 90%. So every year, every 4th year, this is going to happen. And people get really excited when it goes up, but you have to be mindful of the cycle because that's how Bitcoin was structured. People just don't understand it. Like I said, that's the explanation, but that probably doesn't make any sense to you. Just understand that every 4-year cycle, go look at a historical chart of Bitcoin. It's a 4-year halving cycle, or just look up Bitcoin halving cycle, HALVING, halving, like cutting it in half, the halving cycle. Chance, with Penn joining the staff, do GA jobs still exist, or is it analysts? Yeah, I think there are GAs because GAs are unpaid. Analysts would be a paid position, however. Dwayne, good morning. Have a great day. Henry, should the Saints go big fish hunting and go after George Pickens, 3 years, 85, young quarterback, root contract, good time spent on talent? Henry, I would love that. In their entire history as an organization, the Saints have never had a true game-breaking number one receiver like that. The big play, deep threat game breaker. I mean, you've had very productive receivers, very good receivers. But you've never had a player like that. So they want to go spend on a guy like George Pickens. Cool. I don't think they will. Um, it's just not historically where the Saints have shown they're willing to spend money in free agency. So I don't expect they will, which is why I think you got to get that guy in the draft. Tiger Poppy, Drew's okay. Thanks for asking, man. He's got the flu, so home from school again today, but hopefully on the mend and getting better, and hopefully back at school tomorrow. Gotcha. Hey, Tony, good morning. Jacob, good morning. Ryan, good morning. Aaron, Eric, morning, Matt. With the growing popularity of college baseball and ESPN airing a record number of games, do you see baseball as revenue sport in the near future? No. Lowell, good morning. Monty, good morning. I can smell opening day. Can't wait for this baseball season. Ray, seems that kid found a loophole in the system. Judge seems to always side with the player. So interesting. I had this conversation with Ross Dellinger because he feels like the NCAA always loses in court. And Ross reminded me that the NCAA has actually won about 60% of these cases that have gone to court. There have just been high profile losses, and those are the ones that we primarily hear about. So it's not 100%, but yes, it does feel it does feel like more often than not the players are going to get their TRO. But by the way, did you see yesterday a judge did not grant Charles Bediako the TRO to continue playing. So Charles Bediako's time back at Alabama is done. So like there's an instance where the player lost. Hey, Ray. Oh, sorry, just read that one. Robbie, good morning. I read Will Campbell could get fined for refusing to talk to reporters out of the Super Bowl, being upset. Your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, if you don't do media availability, you get fined. It's contractually obligated in the NFL. So if he didn't talk to reporters and they find him, that's contractually justified. Like you have to go talk to reporters. Remember the old Marshawn Lynch? I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like that's a thing. Hey, Michael, good morning. Quinn, will be hard to keep Mason Braun out the lineup. Yeah, Braun will be one of the guys vying for a DH spot. So I think Braun, Omar Cerna, and whoever isn't part of the platoon at second base, Simpson or Dardar, probably. Robbie, being a Southeastern alum and Lions fan, I believe former LSU catcher Blaze Priester will have a great year for SLU. Definitely has a lot of potential to be a star. Yeah, I mean, he was a great player at Live Oak. Was always thought that he was going to sign a pro contract right out of high school. We know his sort of circuitous route, LSU to JUCO, then back to LSU, and now to Southeastern. So wish him well, man. He's a great player. I mean, he's great talent. You can put it all together. Hey, Connor, good morning. Was watching Locked On. Unfortunately, reminded the women's basketball team is running out black uniforms in a blackout for USC, discussing my traditionalist opinion. Education, good morning. How's our pitching staff looking this year? Awesome. I mean, I've said it a bunch. It's the most talented team Jay Johnson's had at LSU, top to bottom. William Schmidt, super high ceiling prospect. Cooper Moore coming in from Kansas has 44 career appearances. Casey Evans moving into the rotation. See if that sticks. Anyway. Cooper Williams, lefty, hard throwing lefty. Maverick Rizzi, 6'10", righty, running up there, upper 90s. I mentioned Grant Fontenot. Devin Sheeran will be another back of the bullpen guy. No shortage of arms, man. They're going to be good. Gavin Guidry's back, healthy, looking good. Zach Cowan, who was great for you last year. Michael, good morning, Matt. Just curious, what airline do you like to fly? Michael, I'm not super particular. I just don't like flying Southwest because I don't like the cattle call. I'd rather have my seat set. We flew United to San Francisco because we had a direct flight. That's more what I'm looking for. But I'm not really bullish on any airline in particular. Jonathan, good morning. If Alabama player was ineligible, shouldn't Alabama have to forfeit those games he played in? Yes. Chris, good morning. Corey, it's not the same. It's similar to a stock split. There's a finite amount of Bitcoin. Yeah. Brian, good morning. Do you think there's enough care about basketball to make the overall happen? I guess if they keep losing, who would actually want to fund another roster for McMahon? That's a great point. And I think, now if I'm giving you an opinion, right? Like if I'm editorializing here, what I would tell you is, I think they keep losing, ultimately you get to the point where you have no choice but to move on. But as of now, like today, February the 10th, I don't think there's a ton of desire to jump in and pay a big buyout and hire a new coach and all that. Hey, Phil, good morning. Stat Dub, see the fight last night with Charlotte between the Hornets and the Pistons. Why is it always the Pistons? I don't know if it's always the Pistons. Naz Reid got in a fight last night as well, by the way, if you missed that. Oh, yeah.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay. Parish Construction and Roofing, where we're giving away $25,000. Someone's going to win 25 grand. Might as well be you. All you got to do, sign up for a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Link is pinned in the chat. On YouTube, I posted it in the comments as well. I'll post it again. Super easy. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Just sign up for a free, no obligation roofing inspection at parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. And as always, do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember Brock as well. If you need North Peace, go to Brock. They're the best. Brock all over Greater Baton Rouge area. So if you need North Peace, go see the best. Go see Brock. brortho.com. Any scoop on when spring football starts? Have not gotten the dates yet, Chance. I think did they already announce the spring game, though? Hang on. Nope, have not announced the date yet. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I would have seen that. Hey, Bill, good morning. Morning, Scone. Is LSU out on Haven? No, I don't think they're out on Haven. Long way to go in that one. And I think I told you I saw Elijah at the Super Bowl Radio Row. Elijah and his dad, Kwame, were there. Very cool to see him. Elijah's such an impressive young guy, man. and I'm not just talking about like the football player, right? I mean, obviously we can see the physical ability and all that stuff, and basketball too. But I just mean like as a young person. When I first interviewed Elijah, it's when he came in studio last year, and he was just shy of his 16th birthday, and he was as impressive a young person as I had ever interviewed. He's 15. When I look at the short list of the best high school athletes I've ever spoken to, Russell Shepard's probably at the top of the list. He was just different as far as ability to communicate, confidence, all. It was Russell Shepard was amazing. Miles Brennan was super polished. Colin Hurley, very impressive, and Elijah Haven. Not surprisingly, all quarterbacks too, by the way. But Elijah's a great young guy, man. Doesn't feel like you're talking to a 16-year-old kid, very smart, very polite, and obviously very talented. I mean, that goes without saying. But they did, his parents have done a great job raising him. So I would love to see him end up at LSU. I don't know the probability there. But it'd be hard to imagine LSU not recruiting a kid in Baton Rouge who's the number one quarterback in the country. I know they've got Peyton Houston committed. I don't know if they'll sign two. I don't know if two will want to come, but I'm sure they'll keep recruiting him. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Yes, sir. Bill, what's up with Bitcoin? To buy some Bitcoin for the first time it drops out. Bill, look at, okay, this is the best way I've ever heard it described. If a business is having a sale, people flock to it because they want a deal, right? 70% off lamps. Everyone runs to go buy the lamps. You're getting a deal. When an asset drops in price, too often people don't look at it like you're buying a deal. Ultimately, you make money when you buy the dip, which is why I dollar cost average. It's not an easy thing to do, to buy when it's low, but that's how you make money. You buy the dip. Because I'm telling you, the next moon, right? The next parabolic run in the next bull market will be in 2029. We saw it in 25. Now, there are some who will argue, excuse me, that, this is, there's some that will argue that this bull cycle is not over. I'm not sure I necessarily agree. I've been through crypto cycles already. Like, this one, I think, is probably done. But if you buy now in 2029, which seems like forever from now, but in 2029, when Bitcoin goes to 250,000, 500,000, whatever it is, and you're buying it at, well, what is it this morning? I don't know what it is. It's going to go lower. I mean, it's like, I guarantee you, Bitcoin will go lower. They all will. It's what happens when you get into the bear market. It's at 69K, which is amazing, by the way, to be able to buy Bitcoin at 69K. So, but that's the problem so many people have, man. You see it mooning, and so you race in there to buy as it's going up because you feel like you're missing something big when you're actually buying the top. But just hold, Bill. Just hold on to it. What are your thoughts on Boomer? What Boomer said about the NFLPA should do nothing. Sorry. What are your thoughts on what Boomer said about the NFLPA should do about not having any more SB in Cali because of the jock tax. Crazy Sam had to pay $250,000 tax. Boomer Sison said that, I guess. I didn't hear that. But yeah, taxes in California suck. Hester's talked about that. Like when he played in San Diego, more than half of his check went to taxes. California taxes suck. It's terrible. And you do pay tax where you made the money. So like even if you pay, so like Terrio's talked about this, like even though he played for the Cubs, he had to pay state tax in every state where they played. Texas and Florida and Arizona and places with no state income tax. That's why they're super Nevada. That's why they're super appealing places to live. And that's why I hope Louisiana abolishes state income tax. And I would love it if we abolished the IRS. Rocco, Rob, the look you gave for the giveaway is the look you had when saving her time. Hey, Dwayne, update on AFR coming to New Orleans. Yeah, wish I had one for you, man. Just know that it's on our radar. We're not, it's something we think about, talk about, strategize about all the time. So it's never, we know I hope you understand that it's not lack of effort. It's not like you can just go get on air somewhere. Like someone has to either carry your show or sell you their station. And even if they're willing to sell, then you have to come to a deal that works, and haven't been able to do it. In the upset of the century, I actually don't hate the City Edition uniforms, mostly because the LSU basketball uniforms are not an iconic look. I mean, in a vacuum, that's hideous, but it's different. LSU basketball doesn't have an iconic look, so I don't hate it. Keelan Moses was great. Yep. Keelan was great. Bill, good morning, Matt. Kind of feel baseball team is well prepared due to scrimmage each other. I mean, Bill, they do scrimmage each other every year, right? I mean, you have inter-squad scrimmages every year. And then they're also allowed now to have scrimmages with other teams, right? So they go play that game in Biloxi, and they played it at Hammond at Southeastern. So, Brian, morning. Got a chance to see Elijah play basketball last night. Overall, good athlete. He's awesome, man. He was, when I saw him at Super Bowl on Friday, he and his dad were catching the red eye Friday night to get back because he had like a basketball game Saturday or Sunday to get back for. Yeah, he's a great athlete. Jason Horn, good morning. Yes, very true. Trivia, good morning. Thanks for tweeting out the show was starting. Oh, you didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. Trent, good morning. Wondering, do you think Florida is going to be bad this year in baseball? I need to look a little deeper into Florida, Trent. Admittedly, when I've looked at most of the SEC teams this year, it's been interesting. Tennessee without Vitello. You know, what Mississippi State's brought in with Brian O'Connor, coming in from Virginia. Texas A&M is really interesting because obviously when Schlossnagle left, Michael Early got promoted, and last year they had a talented team but fell in their face. So I just think there's some more interesting teams. Florida's had sort of a tumultuous offseason with O'Sullivan taking his lead. Now he's back. Remember, he's going to be suspended at the start of the season for his outburst in the Supers against Coastal. So that was the regional against Coastal. But I haven't looked too deeply into what they have on the roster this year at Florida. Hey, DeVette, excuse me. Good morning. You got it, of course. Hey, Mark, mentioned the other day Dale Brown took LSU to 13 straight NCAA tournaments. It was actually 10. They were in the NIT, 82 and 83. Got it. So postseason 13 straight years. Brian, you think we hear anything from Lane before spring starts? Loves to stay in the spotlight. I mean, I think we hear from him on Twitter every day. Do I think we will? Do I think he'll do another press conference? Probably pre-spring press conference. So Dale led LSU to 13. I had to look this up. It was 13 tournament appearances, not 13 straight. Forgive me. So 13 in his 25 years. Brian, you think we hear anything? Oh, sorry. Did that one. David, I made another trip around the sun. There you go, David. Happy birthday, man. Hope it's a great one. Have a great celebration. Eat all the cake you want. And here's to another trip around the sun and a perfect game in bowling, a 300 game. There you go, David. Happy birthday. Good morning, Roger. You're right on government spends too much. Got it. So it's 13. So just looked up 13 NCAA tournament appearances during his time there. Okay, y'all. I think we're done. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. As always, sponsors linked in the description on YouTube. Locked on LSU's live. We'll get you for AFR at 3. Y'all have a great day.